Welcome to Heal with Us, where we aim to inspire, strengthen, and empower. Now
let's
let's begin to heal. Hey y'all, I'm Toya, and I'll be investigating the business of everyday people like you and I.
Blessings. It's Dr. Nikkisha Bell-Griffin, and I'll be checking in on your heart.
And I'm Tam with the Nerds Corner, and I'll be giving you fun facts that you didn't know you needed because I'm just nerdy like that.
Now that you met us, let's get in your business.
In your business.
All right, so on today's episode, I want to talk about living up to or down to expectations. So I remember, I think I read like a parenting book one time, and I remember reading about kids will live up to or down to what you expect them to do. So if you're always telling them they're bad or doing bad stuff, then they're going to live up to it. Um, what situations can you remember living up to an expectation? You want me to give you an example?
Please.
I remember, I want to say maybe like seventh grade, because I used to be the first year in middle school for us. Excuse me, junior high school, because I went to junior high school. I had a science teacher, and I don't remember. He had this weird quiz that he gave us all on the first day of class, and it was one of those where, like, if you don't read through the whole thing, then you'll do it wrong. So, if you just try to start and answer everything, it'll be wrong. So it was one of those type. So I remember I read through the whole thing, and then I think it said only answer question 6 or something.
I remember that.
So I only answered question 6, turned my paper in. Everybody else looking like, what? How's she done already? And from that point, he was basically like, if you don't follow rules, then you can get yourself in trouble. So make sure you read directions ahead of time, blah blah blah. But he treated me differently that year because of how I answered on that test.
Follow directions.
So yeah, he would pick on me to answer questions, or well, I got an extra something that I want you to research. I mean, he did it in a slick way. I'm thinking I'm special, but no, really, I'm helping you learn more, little girl. So, but I remember I ended up in the Chrome Club. I had the highest grades in science for years after that, just from because his expectation of me was that you're really smart, and so I believed it and ended up loving science behind it. So that was a time where I was living up to somebody else's expectation, where normally it would have just been like, oh, okay, I literally just read this and did it. I didn't do anything special, so
That's good.
yeah.
That's a good example.
Well, I'll go.
Okay.
So I think I was maybe in third grade. Yeah, it had to be third grade. And you guys remember the Book It challenge?
Oh, MG.
Well, I don't know if this was Book It or was it a different one, but it was a Friday and we were going in the library, and the thing was you were given so many minutes, the class, to find books that had a gold seal on it. If you find that gold seal, you have to read the book, and then on Monday you'll be called back. One of the librarians will call you to the library and to tell them what the book was about. If you did a good enough job to explain the book and show that you read the book, you would get popcorn, but you also would be entered into maybe your class getting a pizza party. So I found the gold seal book, took it home. I'm like, I'm so excited. Well, that was back then when I had a life. I had a life. I had things going on the weekend. Yeah.
Say third grade.
Yeah, I had things
Gotta
going
go to
on.
the playground,
Right.
I had a schedule, okay? And forgot to read the book.
Oh.
And I get called to the library, and I'm like, oh my God. So I sit there and I fudge through that whole description.
I mean,
of the
did you
book.
read? Did you read any of it?
No.
Did you look at the pictures?
No.
Okay.
And the librarian was like, okay, are you finished describing the book?
Right.
Yeah. When can I get my popcorn?
Right.
She says, now, sweetie, be honest. Did you really read the book? Yeah, I just sat there and told you what the book was I'm going to ask you again. Did you really read the book? No, I didn't read the book. She says, well, you didn't have to,
Make up
fudge the
stuff.
story.
Right.
Our expectations was that you read the book and you come in here and truthfully tell us what the book really was about. She says, I'm going to give you a second chance. She says, this between you and I, read the book tonight, come in first thing in the morning before homeroom bell thing rings, and then tell me about the book, and we will keep this between ourselves.
And your business.
Okay, great. Oh, and I remember going back to the classroom crying because I didn't do what was expected of me, and then I felt like now I'm gonna have this cloud over my head, and she's always gonna, when I go in the library, she's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's that little girl that lied and said she read the book and gave me another story that wasn't the book story. But she didn't, and I read it, went back the next day, told the real story. And she was like, oh my God, that was even more animated, but at least it was the story. Got my popcorn, but another classroom beat our classroom. So yeah, they had more golden books selected than we did to find.
Redeemed.
Yeah, I was redeemed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I think ask me a question one more time because I want to make sure I answer correctly.
Okay, do you remember a time when you lived up to an expectation?
Oh, I lived up to an expectation. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm trying to think of when I was younger. I think I would have to say, like, just being the second to the oldest, just expecting to do certain things, take care of the siblings. You kind of took that baton once I was like deuces, but
not really.
A little bit. I mean, you tried. I think you did well. But I think I lived up to the expectation of just, being a second caretaker. I'm gonna just say that, of my siblings. Not something that I would have probably chose for myself, but I feel like just because of my personality, and just I don't know.
Bossy.
Yeah, being bossy, all those things, it just kind of lined up. So
yeah.
I think that would be one example that I could think of, Yeah.
Okay. What about the opposite? Living down to an expectation.
I just thought about it.
Well,
I gave mine down too.
Was that me? Yeah, you did kind of.
I did.
Was that like, well, you kind of did both.
Yeah, you
didn't, but then you
good.
made up for it.
Answer the question.
So
it's all on you, Doc.
You mean like not meeting an expectation?
No, I mean like somebody is not expecting you to be be able to do something, and now you don't do it because they don't expect you to do it.
Ooh, that's tricky. Because see, I'm my own worst critic. So I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but I more so care about what I think about what you think about. And if I think that, if I know, I don't know, certain things that if I'm determined I'm going to do it, I don't care what you say. But if I'm like already kind of uncertain, then I might be influenced. So I'm trying to think of, I can't really, because, some things it was like, okay, you probably said that because I really couldn't. Like, for instance, I remember trying out for chorus. Okay, don't have a voice, but I just wanted to sing. And I unfortunately did not make it. So, like, I guess, like, because you didn't believe in me, and I'm in elementary, so it's like, okay, you could have trained me. You could have, or you could have just let me be
Let me be great.
I wasn't loud.
Just tell me to sing soft.
Yeah, just send me to
let me be great.
Soft. So, like, that could have, like, boosted my confidence and maybe gave me the skills that I needed to learn how to sing. But because it was like, no, we can't select you. We're going to. So that kind of, like, made me not ever try something
so
like
I think
again.
that is you believed what they said.
Yeah, I did.
Because sometimes there's already like 5 voice types like you, so they just can't fit you in, which didn't necessarily mean you couldn't sing.
Yeah, and I took it as, well, you sound awful, so just get out of here,
But did they say that?
No,
though?
they never said that. I was just like, no, they didn't pick me. So so I think that would be an example, like just assuming that because I wasn't selected, that means I wasn't good enough, or I couldn't do something when really that, like you said, I never thought about. Like to this day, I never thought about. It could have been, well, we already have enough, shy, quiet girls. Don't want to quiet.
We're not doing that this time.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We got enough people in the pocket.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Look, I feel better. I feel healed right now, y'all. I feel healed. Okay. Yeah. What would you did you give me? Yeah, you kind of get started off with the example. So
You have one?
I thought I was exempt.
Oh, you were exempt
she's
because you
exempt.
did.
Yeah.
You
She
redeemed
cheated.
yourself
She
with
cheated.
yours.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
exempt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did I give one? Did I give a down to, or just give you an example?
No, you did.
Okay.
So, man.
So I think a down to, man, I'm real bad with this because I think I do it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you don't think I can? Then I'm just not gonna. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm bad with
So
that.
you're not one of those, so you don't think I can, I'm going to show you.
No.
Oh.
Mm-mm. No.
I disagree.
Oh.
Because I just even think about you at work and some of the
Yeah.
challenges you face, and you're like, nope, and I'm gonna keep showing up,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
being my bad self,
Mhm.
boss lady self. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think maybe in certain situations, but I
Yeah.
don't think you all the time. So yeah. But I think it's easy now that you're giving me an example from my situation, even though it was so long ago. It just shows me that pattern of thought that we all can kind of adapt.
Mhm.
If you don't look at things from another perspective,
Yeah.
you'll assume that, not meeting a certain expectation means that you can't,
Yeah.
or, something's wrong,
Yeah.
or, it's kind of puts you in a fixed mindset.
Mhm.
So I like that, looking at it from
Yeah.
another angle. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. That's all I have. Thank you for letting me get in your business.
In your business. Of course. Well, blessings, blessings. How's your heart, everyone? So, I am going to continue this conversation about expectations. And I guess I kind of wanted to just focus on the things. How do you navigate when you have a certain expectation of someone or something, but it's not happening? And because when I was kind of researching this topic, it was like one of the pitfalls of people setting certain expectations is that they feel like they can change other people. And even in your circumstance, there may be certain things you have no control over. Like, I can control this, but I have no control over that. So it's like, how do you navigate when you have certain expectations about, maybe, a certain lifestyle you want to live or whatever. I don't know. Have y'all been in a situation where it's like you had, whether it's your spouse or your children or whatever, your manager, could be your employees, but where you had these expectations and they just were not being met? How did you handle that?
Well, I'll start with the children.
Okay.
So in my mind, the baby, thank you. They all should be doing Broadway plays every year, going out for the drama club, singing carols right now on people's doorsteps. But no, that's not the case. They're like, you want me to do what?
Right.
Yeah, no. Versus when we were younger, it was like, I could perform where?
Right.
Sign me up. Yeah,
That's
so
true.
yeah.
That's true.
I think that one, that expectation of like, in my mind, I just thought they would just be like little me's and doing all the little things that I love to do. And no, not the case.
Yeah. So how do you, how do you navigate through that, knowing that this is the way they are, and you just?
Yeah, I think in some ways it's like sneaky. I can sneak it in there. Like, one is in chorus, so I live out her chorus concerts. I'm like, I see the lights shining directly on her name and across the school banner featuring. Okay. So this is what I see as I'm going into the high school concert. Okay. But and then one of them, allowed me to sign her up for a sport. Just little things like that.
Right.
So
Okay. Which is a huge feat, because I can't get my girls to kick a ball. Yeah. But anyway, what about you?
I kind of hate to say, but my stance on it is I try not to expect anything because, people fall short and they, and that helps me not to be so crushed or disheartened when I'm expecting so much from a person and they don't.
So how do
Because
you?
some people don't have it to give.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know, how do you, what's the word? I'm trying to find the proper word. How do you become at peace at that? And I say that because there are certain things that you may really feel like you need, but like you said, you can't expect and you may not get it. So how do you find peace with, well, this is something I need, but this is not, I'm not gonna get
Because
it.
if I take that stance, then I won't get hurt. I mean, when it happens for them to not meet that expectation or they fall short, then I won't feel the repercussions of that or I won't get hurt.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying is there's an unmet need there still.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you kind of compensate, I guess, for that?
I'll try to do it myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I always give a person the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But I don't set the bar so high because
Right.
people fall short.
Yeah.
And that also kind of gives them grace silently. They may know it.
Right.
But that way I'm not responding in a way to say, oh my God, you failed me.
Right.
I expected you to do better.
Yeah.
And then that's healing that they got to heal from.
Right.
And I got to heal from it because I shouldn't have responded that way.
Yeah.
So I just take it as a loss and kind of just, move on. Sometimes maybe I should say something, but I don't. Okay. I don't because like I said, it could be maybe they really did give it their all the whole college try. But it just didn't meet the mark.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's not a good way to handle it, but I feel like I'm protecting both of us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think what I'm learning is I have a bad habit of just assuming that people know what I expect. Like, my expectations. Like, and it could be from the simplest things like, do you not see that this needs to be picked up? Simple things like that to like, bigger things like, oh, I want us to spend more time doing this or whatever. So I'm learning to start vocalizing. This is what I need. I don't necessarily expect you to, like you don't have to do this, but this is something that will make me happy, my heart happy. I will really enjoy this or whatever. And at least putting it out there and not assuming the person just knows that that's my expectation.
And I can relate to that because I am such a romantical person and just, yes, I know that's not a word, but I am a rom-com, like I feel like everybody's relationship should be that way. And I get frustrated when because I've seen couples that are so in tune that if their significant other looks at them and they automatically know, oh, her stomach hurts, or oh, she, and it's like, dude, I've known you for 38,000 years and you don't know that I got a headache because my left eye twitched to the left. Why don't you know that? And so I guess I can relate to that. Like, he ain't a mind reader. You gotta let him know how you feeling, what you expect.
And it's funny because what you see and other people see probably in your relationship and you just don't know.
And that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And I'll share something very funny. This just happened. So my job was having a holiday party. And so like a week or two ago, I was like, yeah, we're having a holiday party. And in my mind, I invited my husband. Okay? In my mind, I invited him. So I'm getting dressed and getting ready.
In my
mind, I thought I did, y'all. So I'm getting dressed and stuff, and he's just chilling on the couch. And I'm like, okay, do I say something about the outfit that he's wearing? Because normally he dresses up real nice, but he just got on a hoodie and pants. It's not nothing where you got to be like extra formal, but I was like, okay. So I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing because I don't know what he's saying.
We going like this. We going like this.
We gonna do it. We gonna just roll out this. So I'm like grabbing the keys. I'm like, we ready? He was like, we what? And I was like, the party? He was like, that's your thing. I was like, but I invited you. He was like, no, you did not. I mean, now mind you, I will say, it like, it's for y'all like, oh my God, you didn't invite your husband. Like, he normally doesn't like to do stuff like that anyway. So it wasn't like he was disappointed that he wasn't going, but
too late now.
Yes, right. I was like, in my mind, like, I really, like, I literally bought tickets for both of us and everything. So in my mind, I knew, and my expectation was we're going together. So that's I just bring it back to say, be clear. Just be clear about what you want, you know, and what you're expecting. And I like what you said, like, don't try not to have, you know, I think it's okay to have expectations, but don't have unrealistic expectations and don't expect someone to know what you want or need.
But I can appreciate somebody that sets the expectation high, because maybe it's nothing that you would normally do yourself. And maybe they don't fully meet the expectation that you wanted, but for them, they might have like went like way above what they normally would do, even though they didn't meet where you wanted. But it might have been like for them like a high bar.
Right.
So I think look at where they were too, and did they care? Were they trying? You know.
Exactly. So and that's a good point. I think you should always also think about the person themselves. Like, is this person typically very generous or thoughtful or whatever? Then you know it's not anything.
Or if they're normally not, but they were trying to be.
But they were trying, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think
like I thought I was doing the romantical thing. That's not what that was.
That
I did.
So I think that helps too. To kind of clear the air. Yeah. All right, well, that's all I have for y'all. I guess just, you know, like we said, the bottom line is just kind of not expecting somebody to be a mind reader and just being able to be flexible with yourself too, as far as your expectations, because sometimes we set the bar way too high for even ourselves, and then we feel devastated and stuck when we don't reach our goals or whatever. So I think just having those SMART goals, like, you know, something very specific, measurable, achievable, you know, realistic time. You know, what's the word? Time, basically a time limit that works. Like, you know, we were talking about with the New Year's resolution, you can't expect to lose 50 pounds in 1 month in a healthy way. So I think if we stay on that track, we'll be okay.
Yeah. So keep the communication open.
Yes.
The expector and the expectee both need to know, you know.
Yes, exactly. What's going on.
Yes.
Don't get all dressed up for the party.
Yes.
Don't tell yourself. Oh, yes. Okay, well, thank y'all, ladies. Thank you all. And remember to guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life.
Hello. Welcome to the Nerd's Corner. Get all nice and snuggly and cozy, and let's do this. So, normally I put a twist on the topic. But I decided to play along for once.
So proud of you.
And I'm going to stick to topic. Okay. All right.
Well,
see?
Excited to hear what you have to
met
say.
You guys' expectations.
Yes, you did.
Well, no, actually you didn't, because I thought you were going to go to a whole different avenue.
That you exceeded her expectations.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
Two gold stars.
So I want to start out with the definition of living up to expectations from our dear brother Webster. Yeah. Okay. He said,
Brother Webster,
to do as well as someone expect one to do. Point blank and the period. Okay. So I recently read this blog post where they gave 18 important reminders about living up to people's expectations. So I'm going to share 4 of them. I'm not going to bore you with all 18. So I'm just going to give you 4 that kind of resonated with my spirit.
Okay.
So the first one. Expectations just get in the way of great life experiences. And I really, really, really agree with that. Because sometimes the unexpected is better than the expected. Life does not always go as planned, and that's okay. Like, that's really okay. So the two of you, something ever happened that was unexpected that turned out better than you could ever imagine? You're shaking your head.
Yeah, I did this play that was a no budget played.
Oh, that
And
is
I got a
funny.
whole husband out of
Look
it.
at there. Look at there.
Oh, husband.
Look at there. Look at there. What say you, Doc?
So you said something that came out of the unexpected?
Yeah, something that was unexpected, and it was better than what you expected.
I'm trying to think. Can't think of anything right off the top of my head right now. I mean, I would say I think I did not expect to return to the place of employment that I am now. And
Okay.
like I left and came back, and I'm pleasantly pleased. Like it was, so I mean I didn't leave on bad terms, but sometimes you move on, you think you're really moving on.
Yeah.
And so to come back was like a unexpected but pleasant surprise. So yeah.
It was pleasant for us as well, because we kind of felt
they did. They know my struggle.
the other Doc.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm so sorry.
you
She's
guys
gone.
remember,
She will never come back.
Bugs Bunny and how he would have the alter ego.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you talking about the Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
So,
that's gone. Hyde is gone.
Yeah. So we both appreciate.
Okay.
We both appreciate.
Okay. Okay.
Just saying.
Yes.
For me, something that was unexpected and it turned out to be better than what I expected. I don't know. I wasn't planning on answering the question.
I see, because I'm like, I got to answer her own question. Okay.
I guess I would say maybe the birth of my son. The unexpected was that he came 3 months early.
Right.
But the better than what I expected was that he overcame all the obstacles that were put in front of him. So I would have to say that.
Yeah. So
number two, you don't need others to hold your hand every step of the way. Let me explain. Sometimes you have to do things alone.
No.
And I'm
zeroing
I don't
in.
wanna. My spidey senses are zeroing into you.
Never.
You don't need the green light to grow. See what I did there? You
I
see
did.
the green light
I
to grow,
see.
not green light to go, but green light to go. Okay, anyway.
really
smart.
nerdy over here.
I'm just saying. Nurse corn, I gotta live up to expectations. I'm just saying. And not everybody that you start with, you'll finish with.
So true.
And that's something.
I feel like that's one of those.
Yeah, like people have to understand that. Like, and I've said this another time in another episode. We talked about, people are placed in your life sometimes just for a season and a reason.
Yeah.
Once you get that reason, they will be removed or just kind of dwindle out. When you reach the end of that season, they will be removed or they'll just dwindle out or y'all will just kind of separate and, because they serve their purpose in your life. And everybody's not meant to be there for the duration.
Right. Yep.
You may have that one person that's been there from the beginning, but that's very, very rare.
Yeah.
And it's good. Some people look at it as, I'm just, I'm losing a friend. But no, you should look at it as, what did I gain from that? Like, what did it teach me? It was a good thing. Like, if it was a good thing, if it was a bad thing and it was a bad outcome, that's also good too, because maybe that was preparing you for a relationship that was to come. And to know the signs and the triggers and the red flags and the yellow ones, the green ones too. Okay. Number 3, no one knows you better than yourself. How you seem to others is totally different than how you see yourself. And sometimes they may miss pieces of who you are. And even if they figure out some of the parts of you, that they're still missing some of the pieces. So they're not going to know the total you. What people think of you rarely ever is the whole truth of who you are. So it's okay. Because why? Like I said in the number 3, you know yourself better than anybody else. So,
however,
uh-oh.
my good people, if everybody around you is telling you some things,
And I was
Open up
thinking
your
that,
ears a little bit.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah.
But that is
Yes,
true.
yeah.
Or
Might wanna
if
do
it's
some-
the people that's telling you this and they don't know each other,
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
take heed.
Just
Like,
listen. Just open the
if
ears a
there
little
is
teeny
no
bit.
coincidence,
Right.
oh, somebody else told me that.
Mhm.
Really? So
Right.
what are
Yeah.
you doing about it?
Right. Yep,
Are
that's
you
true.
thinking about it and
Mhm.
reworking some things
Yeah.
to figure out, okay, why two total strangers telling you
Right,
the same thing?
exact
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So
But do you now? Don't get me wrong.
exactly.
Be your best you. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a good point. And
Yeah.
that's so funny because I was going to put it in my notes, but I was like, I don't want to go
Yeah.
there. But
It's
now
the
that you
truth,
said
though.
it, but it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It's
just
true.
the truth. Yeah.
And so if someone forms an opinion of you based on flaws, then it's up to them, not you.
Mhm.
And I put that in all caps
That's
in
a
my
hard
notes.
one. But yeah.
It's up to them and not you to reform to those opinions.
Mhm.
Or you can just let them run with theirs.
Mhm.
Yeah. 'Cause-
Yeah.
And like you said, that's very hard to
is.
do.
Yep.
And if you can put yourself in that space, that shows growth.
Yeah.
And you also have to acknowledge that growth if you put yourself in that
Mhm.
to say, I'm not going to, because it's all about how you respond, right?
Mhm.
So to say to yourself, you know what? It's not even worth my health, my time to straighten their opinion out.
Yeah.
You know, let them, I know who I am.
Mhm.
In the previous point that I made, you know yourself better
Yeah.
than anybody else.
Yeah.
I know who I am. Why should I waste that time
Yeah.
to kind of
Yeah.
correct their opinion?
Mhm.
Why? Because
Yes.
everybody has one.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. My last point is, in the end, happiness is simply living your life the way you want to live it.
Mhm.
Sometimes when you are faced with challenges and all you can do is say, forget it. You know, I'm just going to do it my way.
Mhm.
That's when you stop planning for someone else's expectation and start progressing to what's truly meant to you to be important.
Mhm.
So I think that would be like the milestone when you say to yourself, you know what? Forget this.
Mhm.
You know, I'm going to do it my way. Somebody tells you, prime example, when I was doing my undergrad, you know how you go to the advisors and they say, okay, take this class, that class, this, that, this, and third. And I'm looking at it like, why would I go that route
Right.
when if I do this, I can graduate a whole semester earlier. And half the stuff you got me taking that doesn't pertain to anything to my major, but just to get up to my credit counts that I need. But if I did it my way and look at it what I wanted to do, I'm still going to get my credits that I need to count towards the degree level.
When it makes more sense.
Right.
It makes more sense.
Right.
And yeah, so I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah.
So are there any instances in your lives where that has happened where you just said, you know what, you backed up against a wall and you're like, you know what, this is not working, forget this, I'm going to do it this way. And it actually turned out very, very well.
I think just like people in general, navigating people. Like no matter what your issue is, I'm gonna keep my same like demeanor and personality. You can come at me yelling and screaming, but I'm gonna still be like, and is everything all right?
That's
So,
so hard to
yeah.
do because I am a Gemini.
You are.
And whatever you give out,
Mhm.
I'm gonna kindly
I
give it
remember
back.
your glue.
I'm just saying, like, that is so hard. And it's like, now, I mean, I've gotten to the point where I can say, you know what, your tone. Before I even, once they finish yelling and screaming, and can you, your tone.
Yeah.
Because you don't want that tone back.
Right.
So that's very hard for me to do. Is to take that stance and be, you okay? I know. Don't. Oh, that's what we popping off. Okay.
Well, now pull the sleeve.
Yeah. So that's
Sleeves
it's
up
so
off.
hard to do, and I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I'm working on that. What about you, Doc?
I mean, I think like you, I've always kind of looked at, because sometimes it's like you can be telling me something, you might as well speak in another language because I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, I'm literally not seeing the vision.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to, like, in some ways, I'm very, like, what's the word? Literal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need to see it step by step. So I think because of that, I've been able to kind of map out my own, my own plan in a lot of ways. Like even with school, like you said, it was like, no, I don't need to go to no counselor advisor. I'm gonna just go ahead and take these, and
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm like that, and it just overlaps in a lot of different areas of my life where I just what works for me is what I'm going to do. Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm always trying to look at other people and glean from their successes and and their wisdom, but it does not always what works for you does not always apply to me. So I have
Waiting
to know,
for you to say that.
so I have to know when to glean and when to say, okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad you figured that out for you, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And that's what irritates me about, you see on TV or a little advertisement online. Oh, sign up for this seminar and let me show you how I became a billionaire. No, your way.
Right.
That may have been God's purpose for you to get there. But I'm not going to spend and give you $200 to sit in a room for you to tell me your way. That worked for you. What are the statistics? I'm a nerd. I need the numbers. I need the facts. What are the statistics that your way is going to work for me? Or even get me to, it may get me to the millionaire status, but you at a billion. So I still got to figure out how to get to the billionaire, so that's what irks me about these webinars and, I wrote an ebook. Let me step by step on how to be successful in trading stocks. That worked for you. That worked for you.
That's a good point. We need a high, what you call that, target population. I need a high, I need to see the results. Like how many other people did this work for? Like you said, because you can't be you the one man show. Like, no.
And even if it worked for other people, also ask them, did you really follow the steps or did you alter a little bit and tweak it? Yeah, because like I said, it's not going to always work the way, because I've been thinking about getting my PhD. I can talk to you and say, hey, give me some pointers, blah, blah, blah. But I can't take the route you took because it may not work for me. And I know that, I acknowledge that. But to get back to you over there in the corner, Miss Mary.
Back to me.
When I said number 2, you don't need others to hold your hand every step of the way. Do some stuff alone.
I don't like it.
Well, what part of it that you don't like?
It's just thinking about it.
And that's so hard for me to understand because you're such a people person. So,
but I need the whole entourage.
But you will go up to a person and strike a conversation.
Yeah.
So how do you not have that same oomph or gall to go and have lunch by yourself?
I don't like it.
Okay, so
like being
the doc and I are setting a goal for you. Our expectation, and it doesn't even have to be, okay, I'll tweak it a little bit for you. Okay, lunch by yourself, go to maybe say Panera, get you a meal, and maybe eat it in your car.
I go to like the doctor by myself.
No, that doesn't count.
Not the doctor.
I didn't even tell you get the lunch and sit in the place. No, I'm saying sit in the vicinity of the place in your car. That's a step. But you gotta go in and get it and come back out. Don't go through the drive-through because that don't count. So we gotta do baby steps.
Oh my gracious. You can do it.
You can try. Say you'll try.
I can try.
Okay.
I don't believe you. believe her. She's not telling the truth.
And I bet
Okay.
you that little thing, you're gonna surprise yourself and exceed. Like, oh my God, I did it.
So in my
and then that's gonna
mind,
make you want to do other things.
my tire already done went flat, or I forgot to fill up the car with gas, or I'm
Okay,
stuck. They
But
locked me
why
in
are
on
we-
accident.
I know. Why are we catastrophizing?
I don't know.
why are we pre-thinking the whole thing?
She
You
is
just gotta do it.
catastrophizing.
You
That's what
know
she's doing.
that phrase
Why do you
made
do that?
Nike's millions.
Because one,
Just do it.
yeah,
It made them millions,
yeah.
trillions.
Just say no matter what's gonna happen, I'm gonna be okay.
Yes.
Go for it. Go for it. What if, would she, no, because I was about to say, would she feel better if we followed? But then that's not you doing it alone.
No, that's not you doing it alone. And the great thing about that, if you are thrown a curveball, which you won't be, but if you are, then that'll make you even better at it because you got to figure out how to get back on track if the curveball is thrown in there. So you're going to have to make that promise to us that you'll take that baby step.
Okay, let me think of a place
Okay.
that I can go
Okay.
alone.
Oh my gracious.
Okay.
Um,
And don't call nobody
Indoors.
on the phone while you're walking up there to have a conversation because that's not alone. You got to be totally alone.
I need a place like where? Where can I go?
Now, would you want this place to be an eatery or would you want it to be somewhere to pick up something that you like a?
So maybe it could be like Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
I have to go in and talk to people and pick things.
Yeah.
And
So you know, at work you don't eat alone.
they
So
eat my
you don't-
car.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you get your food. You get your food from in the mall and then go take it in the car.
And they deliver it to me at my store.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I go hide in my car and eat
Yes.
it.
Okay. Yeah. Go to Dunkin'.
No.
Go to Dunkin'. Get you some coffee. And
Is there
donuts.
like a little bench or something in the mall where you when you get
that
your?
would be too many people. I could do like a store, not a mall. Like I could
No,
go to.
but I'm saying if when you get your food at work, you said they deliver it to your store and you go to your car.
Mhm.
Well, don't go to your car, but sit like on the bench.
It's the people are around. There's people, the crowd.
You work with people though.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's
in my
what
box.
I can't
But I'm in my
understand.
box.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. She's
in my little
protected.
box.
Okay. Just let her do Dunkin'. We're gonna start with
Okay.
Dunkin'. Go to Dunkin'.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
And we want pictures.
Well, I'm gonna do Krispy Kreme.
Okay. Okay.
When they light on,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
I'm gonna
Lord.
live vicariously through you. Because
Okay.
I sure would want one of them hot
Okay.
donuts.
So I'll do a Krispy Kreme.
Oh.
Okay.
The hard swallow.
Yeah.
And you can't drive through.
I'm
You
gonna go
gotta
inside.
get inside.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I did go to 7-Eleven
that
because
don't count.
he was sick and it was dark. It was dark time.
Oh, God.
And I was terrified.
That doesn't count.
Why
That
were you
wasn't
I
for
went
you.
all alone.
That wasn't for you.
Yeah.
This
Oh
is
my
something that has to be for you, and you have to do it alone.
You got this.
No pre-ordering stuff. No.
I'll try. I have the crowd anxiety.
That is so weird to me
Yeah.
because you work with the public.
I know, but I'm in a box. And there's security and yeah.
But there's no security when you go sit and eat in your car.
I park in a security parking lot.
Oh my God. I give up. I give up. I give up.
Yeah.
She has thought all of these things through.
Oh my God. The show is here with us, okay?
Mhm.
We're trying
It's gonna work. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go back and watch one because you're supposed to be doing something too.
Oh.
Wait a minute, no.
I'm coming back. Not today. I'm gonna be alone today, but I'm gonna come back because
Wait a
you're supposed to
minute.
be trying to work
Mhm.
on something
How
too. I
come?
can't remember
How come?
exactly, but it has something to do with people. Then it has something to do with people. And she's supposed to do stuff with people.
She is.
She's the opposite of you.
Why
Because-
come this got turned on me? We
Because-
talk about living up or down the expectations.
Yes. Yeah.
Not something that I was supposed to do.
Yes, because that's something that was an expectation that you were gonna start being more open to people, peopling.
I don't like people.
Okay, I know.
I don't like
people
with
be
the nerd
peopling.
push up
I
of
know,
the
with the
glass.
You
push
can
up of
just
the
come
glass.
with me to Krispy Kreme.
That's not what's gonna happen. Yeah, so
I don't like people.
But you have gatherings and stuff too, so that's just as weird as her.
Who have gatherings?
You be
My
having a little
husband
function.
has gatherings.
But you gotta entertain and you be there.
I don't be. I mean, I entertain, but I'm in the kitchen. I'm like
keeping
standing
yourself
in
distracted.
The, yes.
Okay.
So I don't have to talk to nobody.
So you gotta do something social. You gotta find a social.
I'm being social now via
That's
pre-recorded information.
That's not
I'm
the same.
being social. We are all over the internet.
No, that is not being social. The
How's
people are out there. You have to do something with the people right here. Like
I do stuff with y'all. You said the people right here.
We don't count. You gotta do something with some people.
I did. Your birthday.
Oh, you did.
Yep.
You did. Okay.
I did.
Okay, I'm proud of you. You did.
And I was being
all
myself.
Day,
I stayed all day.
You did, yeah.
Because I didn't sneak away.
No, you did not.
Like, where's Tamara?
Okay, you're right. Okay.
I stayed all day.
I'm proud of you.
And I stayed in my element when we were painting. I was singing because that was me.
Yes. Oh,
regardless of how many comments. Oh, girl, you sung every song. Oh, you know every word. I've never heard this song before. Oh my God.
But she did, y'all. She knew all the 80s songs.
So
okay,
that counts.
Yes, it does. It
so
does.
you have to do yours.
Thanks for reminding me. I forgot.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm
you
gonna
have
proud
a week.
anxiety, y'all.
And you have a week.
Oh,
I'm gonna need 2 weeks because it's the retail week.
Okay, we'll
this
give you 2
this
weeks.
the big
You
week
gotta
right
put
here
a
for me.
time on it.
Okay, you have to put a time on
2
it.
weeks.
We can't give her the benefit of the doubt.
We said 2 weeks. That's good.
I know, but not why we gotta give her time.
The more because that's how goals work. You can't just tell somebody to do something, then she might not do it for another 5 years. So yeah.
But that's why we gotta keep pushing her.
Yeah, so 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So yeah,
2 weeks.
And there's a whole bunch of people shopping right now.
Okay, so we're gonna give you it's after New Year's. 2 weeks is about let's say 3 weeks then.
Okay, so after Christmas, but
yes, before
like the first week of the New Year.
Yes, there we go. The first week of New Year, yes.
That way nobody will be exchanging things and returning things and out.
So would you go to Christmas?
Nobody's going to exchange a donut.
That would not be.
They're going to get hungry while they're out shopping.
I cannot. Not for
Definitely
donuts.
not going when the red light is on.
Why?
Because that's when they'll all be there.
But that's when the donuts are great. They're hot. They melt in your mouth. Like you don't even have to chew. Just goodness.
She's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. All right.
So that's your goal.
Okay.
Well, that's all I have for the Nerd's Corner. I just want to share those 4 things that resonated me about reminders about living your life to people's expectations.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Always.
I don't know if I want to thank her.
I know. That's because she's making me do things.
I'm going to work on my crowd anxiety. I'm really going to work on it. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Heal With Us.
And remember, healing is a process, so take it one day at a time.
And we would love to hear from everyone. I guess especially me because I've been pointed out to people. So yeah, we would love to hear from you. Email us at healwithus3@gmail.com. We're available across all social media platforms, all of them. No need to list them. Just pull them up. You'll see us. Heal with us 3.
Heal with us.